Hi, Pam Neighbors here again, Trillium Inc. and Trillium Inc. Academies. Well, we are going to talk about a topic today that is, I've been seeing it on the forums and it's all over the place and there's good information and bad. So you know me, I always want to try to decipher, and that's not always easy. This is on the S&P side. Well, it's permanent makeup as well, but mostly on the S&P side. As our industry has grown, as you all know, it's a miraculous thing that we do. You know, the art that some of these people are putting out, replicating a hair follicle and giving these people some hope back from their balding and their thinning issues is really quite an amazing process. But we all know that these types of procedures are only as good as the artist that's executing them. And unfortunately, as any business grows, we're going to have the people that are there just trying to, reap the benefits. It's all about the almighty buck. They don't want to spend the money on training. They don't want to take the time to learn. They just see dollar signs and they're going to mass produce them if they possibly can. Anybody's their client. So I don't like to dwell on the negative, but this is one time we're going to have to talk about it a little bit. So as we see our industry grows, many of you already are asking questions. How do I fix this? This guy came in or that lady came in. What do I do now? And this is where continuing education is incredibly important, because along with learning how to execute new procedures, one of the biggest things that you're going to develop and one of the ways that you're going to see your business grow is to put yourself in a position of authority and develop your skill set so that people trust you to clean up the mess. And a lot of people don't want to do it. Yes, the liability is higher. But this is again where it's important, I feel like, especially in the S&P world, that you form a good working relationship with people that are in different types of removal. Many of you, it's not within your scope of practice to do certain types of removal. None of us can do laser removal, and that's typically what we see. But you want to be able to guide the client, give them the real information, build expectations that are realistic. How are we going to fix this? Where do we need to start? And then what are we going to do after we get some of this pigment removed? So this again is advanced education, and we all need it. And there's not a whole lot going on out there that I'm seeing as far as training for how do we fix this botch stuff. We just see a lot of people talking about it, but we also hear a lot of information that I don't think is really healthy. So when I see somebody, I have to make a decision. Is this something that I can blend? Is it realistic? Am I going to be compromising again on the results? Are we just going to be back to, are we satisfied with what we've got? When is the time that we have to actually call somebody to help us for a full removal? All of these are things that need to be taken into consideration. What if that client wants to change their hairline? What if they want to drop their hairline? Are you going to have a line of demarcation? Are you going to be able to hide it? Maybe not. So one of the things I like to tell my beginning students is, number one, don't get yourself in that mess. But you are going to have clients coming in off the street for help as we see more and more practitioners providing this service. So now what are you going to do, and how are you going to claim that client? How are you going to turn this around, help guide them to the right place, get them a look that they're happy with now, and how do you get them as your client? Because if you do it right, they're going to be your client for life. They're going to follow you. Even if you move to Australia, they're going to follow you. So that's the object, is not to turn these people away because you're too high and mighty to work on something that's already botched. This is a client in need. So how are we going to turn this around and make them your client? Because they're going to refer you people. You're going to win their trust over. So these are some of the things that we like to talk about in depth. Don't push, don't think that all the information that you hear on the forums is real. There's a lot of great information, like I said, but there's also treacherous waters that you need to navigate, and that's what we're here for. We want to try to get you the continuing education that you need, and taking a class on just making the right decision for these people is huge as far as adding a tool to your box. So let us know the areas that you need help. Give us a call if you have questions about this. Please leave comments if you've got them, but we want to try to help get you in the right class. So give us a call. We'd love to see you, and thanks for joining us again.